Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, in our last video we showed you a little hover effect with a drop down call to action. Really easy to do. Today we've got a slide in sort of coupon code. It's fixed position. We've got this little dollar icon over here. When you hover over it, it's going to slide in with a little code. And again, this is really easy to do. No coding used in this today. We're just using the inbuilt features of the Divi theme. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is enable my Visual Builder. And let's go down and I'll just get rid of this little module right here. Now, because it's in a fixed position, it might be hard to access. Little purple button down the bottom, we can switch to wireframe mode, which will take you to the back end. And there's that little blurb module I created. I'm going to simply delete it. Okay, let's go back to the front end. Just simply click back on the desktop to get to the front end again. And we're going to add a module. And it doesn't matter where we put this because we're going to do it in fixed position. So wherever we put it on the grid here, it's going to disappear. So I'm going to put it right between these two here. I'm going to use a blurb module simply because it's got an icon. And we'll give it a title. Don't have to use a coupon code. You can use this for anything you like. I'm just doing this for an example. And obviously whatever you want to put in here. And you can put shortcodes in here. You can put it whatever you want. And I want to move down. I want to use an icon rather than an image. So I'm going to hit the little use icon button right here. Go down and find an appropriate icon. We've got all these elegant themes icons to choose from today. And there's a dollar sign I'm going to use. There it is. Great. Okay, moving on down. Now, if I had an e-commerce site, really, which is what this is designed for, I'd link it to my either cart page, checkout page, or sales page, whatever you've got going on there. It's entirely up to you, but this is where you'd put the link for that if you wanted to put one in there. Okay, so I'm fairly happy with that. I'm going to move over onto the design tab now. Image and icon. I want that icon to be on the left hand side so we can use it as a kind of tab. I'm going to leave it the color that it is. Change it to whatever color you want up there. Just down here, icon placement. I'm going to pop mine on the left. Fantastic. Now I want it a bit bigger than that, so I'm going to hit the use icon font size here. Now let's bring it up to the sort of size we want, fairly large. Something like that, fantastic. I'm not going to circle it. The colored background is going to work absolutely fine for me. If you wanted to put a circle around it, you can do so and put a border around it. Okay, the text, everything else I'm going to leave just exactly the same. Now, let's make the magic happen. We're going to go over to our advanced tab. Going to go down to position. And I'm going to change it from default to fixed, and it'll disappear when I do that. Reason it's disappeared, it's popped up to the top left hand side. We've got a little grid down here. Top left, you can pop it in the middle. Right, I'm going to have mine right on the right hand side in the middle there. But here comes the fun bit. We've got to push it in so we can just see the dollar sign there, which is usually a good way of getting interest. So I'm going to get the horizontal offset and just scroll it over to where I want it there. You can fine tune with these little up and down arrows here. It's just something like that. Great. But I only want it there when they're not hovering on it. When they hover on it, I want it to be out so they can see the coupon code. So I'm going to hover over the little arrow, and this is common to most Divi modules. I'm going to hover over this little arrow. It'll bring up a desktop state where it's like that, and a hover state. And I'll adjust the hover state so we can see the whole thing. There we go. And what I'll do in case we've got different color backgrounds like this is I'll give it a white background so it'll stay visible. So I'm going to go back to content, give it the same color as the page, or whatever color you want. There we go. Now when we scroll down, it's standing up above everything else, which is great. You can also give it a little bit of padding around so it looks a bit better on those backgrounds. So go design, spacing, and let's say top and bottom we'll give it 20. Just put the number in, it'll put the pixels in for you. Hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side, and we could do the same for the left and right. And I might need to readjust it a little bit. So if we go back to our advanced, back down to our positioning, let's put it on the desktop. Yeah, I need to push it over just a little bit more. And when we hover, that's actually not too bad. Put it out like that. What we could also do, we could just make that visible when we hover on it. That might be a little better, the background that is. Same thing as we've done here. If we go back to the background, we'll take it away. And I hit the little arrow, so there's nothing on the non-hover state. When we hover on it, we'll give it that background color. Great. Now the time it takes to actually go from the desktop to the hover position is 300 milliseconds. That's pretty quick. If it works for you, that's great. I'm going to slow mine down a bit in transitions over here. We're in the advanced tab. Transition duration. I'm going to make mine just a little over half a second here, maybe 600 mil. And I'm going to use ease in, ease out. These are all slightly different. Check them out. Some will work better than others in certain circumstances, but I like to use the ease in, ease out. And I just want to check my position offset. That's fine. Okay, now if you have trouble and it's going behind an element below, you can adjust the Z index down here and give it a high number. That'll put it in front of whatever it's. For instance, if you would give this footer category a Z index of 10 and we give this a Z index of 20, this would always be on the top of it. So there we go. If we've done everything correctly, that should work perfectly now. So let's save. Save our draft. Exit the Visual Builder. And there we have it. There's our little $sign. When we hover over it, pops up with that little coupon code. When we slide down the page, it remains there. We could give that, if you didn't want the actual, I quite like the color change showing through that $sign there. If you didn't want that, you could go in there and actually give that icon a white color there, and it would stay white. But I kind of like that seeing through like that. So there you go, guys. There's a little slide in coupon code using fixed positioning and a little hover effect. Really easy to do with the Divi theme. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.